Hey, it's Nay, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. Hi, I'm Nay, and here we talk about all things looking good, feeling good, and smelling good at mostly affordable prices. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, just gonna hit that subscribe button, join the fam. So today I want to talk about 16 vanilla fragrances I would like to offer up to you at varying price points. Because it's fall. It's fall. We're starting to get well into fall now. It's getting a little brisk outside. And I do think vanilla is one of the most liked fragrance notes out there. One of course. So let's hop right into it. Where am I gonna start? So I just like the note of vanilla. I think it's a beautiful note. I mean, I like to smell edible as well, so vanilla helps with that. But I have quite a few different variations of vanilla. What does that mean? Quick little side cap. There's different ways to smell like vanilla. You can smell like a vanilla, like a powdery vanilla, like a powdered vanilla. You can smell like a vanilla bean. You can smell like a vanilla extract. You can smell like a creamy vanilla, a drier smell of a type of vanilla. Stuff like that. Booze. I mean, you can really go anywhere with vanilla because you can add vanilla to anything, but I feel like those are like the basics of vanilla. And now what's great about vanilla is it's like the black of perfume, like the note, meaning that like it goes with just about every other note in existence for fragrances, right? So just like black matches everything, vanilla can really mix with anything. So you could start out with some little bit more of like a simplified vanilla. Vanilla's like vanilla 28, which is a vanilla fragrance, but it's also heavy on the brown sugar, so it's like a sweet vanilla. The more this sits though, this is starting to now get super dark. When I first bought this, it was lighter. That's also something to take into consideration when you get a heavily dosed vanilla fragrance. The color is going to change over time. That is not necessarily your fragrance is going bad. Use your nose, smell it. If it makes you like itch or whatever, take those type of things into consideration. This is a beautiful vanilla. This is a sparkling vanilla. So I believe there might be like bergamot or pear or something in here. It's like a sparkling quality in the opening, but it dries onto this warm, sweet, almost extract type of vanilla. Like go downstairs in your house, in your or apartment or whatever, or your mother's house, and smell vanilla extract. That's kind of what you're getting here. And then a nice heavy dose of brown sugar mixed in with it. Definitely wear this all by itself. Just smell edible. Decent longevity, decent projection, nothing insane. Just a decent, like all around type vanilla, which is why I think it is well loved. I don't think it's overhyped because the more complex a fragrance get, the less amount of people are probably going to like it. If you like a sweet smell, if you like a vanilla smell, if you like brown sugar, like just sugar, sweetness, this is probably going to be your gal. So, and I do sometimes get a slight, it's sitting and it gets almost like a little boozy, almost not like a heavy booze, but like it's just been sitting so long, it's almost like fermented it into this like deep, dark smell. So, I mean, it's a simple vanilla, but also a very beautiful vanilla. Another vanilla people are calling a very simple vanilla, although I think it has its own nuances, is the new Burberry Goddess. I love this. Now, one thing to note with this fragrance, and here is my dent I'm having so far. This is a vanilla that is a little more simplified, but there is lavender in here. And I'm noticing, I've had this for a couple weeks now, the lavender is a little stronger. Now this is a sweeter type of lavender smell for sure. There's like 3 or 4 doses of different types of vanilla in here. So don't think Libre when you think of the end composition. Now the lavender is a lavender smell for sure, but it's so coated in vanilla, unlike Libre, which has little doses of it, that this one I think, as long as you like the smell of lavender, you're gonna probably like this. The vanilla is heavy. sweet, but not too sweet. Like Vanilla 28 is definitely sweeter than this one. There's a little bit more depth to this fragrance. And it's probably those three different vanillas and lavender. And there's another note in here I can't think of that might be playing a role in the smell of this fragrance. It's a little pricey. It's well within that mid-price range, which for me, mid-price range, we're looking at like that $100. So like, I think like once you hit $90, you're at $100 basically to me. So like that 90 to like 150 range. Ugh, now we're definitely firmly in the mid-price range for me. So, and this is a 1 fluid ounce. Another somewhat simple vanilla. This is Dua's Accidental Vanille. I think this is their dupe for Accidental Vanille by, y'all, I'm saying foolishness right now. Accident a la Vanille by Jusant Parfum. So this is vanilla, styrax, and sandalwood. Definitely super sweet, but there's a touch of powderiness in here that I think is that musk. But there's no musk it doesn't claim. So maybe the styrax is making that smell in here. Super delicious, sweet. If you like Vanilla 28, there's a high chance you're gonna like Accidental La Vanille or the dupe from Dua, which is Accidental Vanille. I do have quite a few dupes in my, it smells so good, in my collection, because I do like to smell good at prices that are not breaking my freaking bank, that are not gonna make it hard for me to such function in life. I do think this to be a more projecting type of fragrance. The longevity is about the same as Vanilla 28, but the projection is a little bit stronger. I love that. And then we're starting to get a little bit more complex. There's a little bit more going on in the fragrances. This is, oops, wrong one. This is the Whiff of a Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors, guys. These are now vanillas that the overall arcing theme is to be gourmand, but there's some other nuances that make you think of certain things, right? So this is vanilla, heavy cream, salted caramel, amorous, orgeat, cinnamon, and ice cream shop. This is like a slightly salty ice cream-esque, almost like a cone, I guess. I almost said bready, but not bread, like a cone, like a waffle cone, I guess. Because you get that like the cinnamon and I'm not sure if the ice cream shop smell is that, but there's something in here that is also a little bright, sweet, but there's something in here that's a little, that might be that shop smell. I love this. This is really good. This is my dent in here. This is a fragrance that I feel like, although it has that salted quality, this is a very sweet, interesting smell. I like this too. I mean, I'm probably just gonna smell like 50 fragrances at the end of this. There's almost like a candy ice cream type of vibe about this. Like there might be caramel pieces in the ice cream that might be a little chewy. The texture in this is very nice. This is a niche house, I believe, that is fairly affordable, thinking around that $100 range. And I say fairly affordable, even though the price tag's around $100, $90, $100. It's because some of these niche brands are charging $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 for their fragrances. So, and this is 1.7. Let me not say nonsense. Yep, 50 ml, 1.7 fluid ounce. Very pretty vanilla, but you do need to not mind that salted, slightly gooey type of smell in there, because I feel like I didn't smell that as much maybe before, but that's the thing when some people end up being like, oh, I ended up not liking that fragrance, or I don't like it anymore, because things do develop and get a little stronger, a little weaker in terms of certain notes. But I really do like that fragrance. I'm glad I have it in my collection. Very delicious, and it's a cooler fragrance, so that's like where almost that ice cream kind of thought comes into play. Because you know you can get like a warm vanilla, and we're going to touch on those in a minute. There's scents that are warmer. That one is not one of them. Anyway, we're going to keep it moving. Another one, this is House of Sillage Hufflepuff dupe. This is the Dapper Fragrances Hufflepuff. This is very pretty. This is definitely giving me like a frosting, like a cupcake, a vanilla cupcake frosting with frosting on it. So I'm not even sure. I think there's probably is vanilla in here, but there's a strong note of lemon. Now, not a sharp or uber strong. Think like you put vanilla into the cupcake, like cupcake itself, and baked it in there. So you're still getting nuances of the cupcake of the lemon, but it's not a tangy, super tart vanilla. So this brightens the vanilla up, but there is that cupcakey vibe to it. So it's a little fluffy in the essence of a cake, not a marshmallow or a cloud. There's some density to this, but not too dense. The icing is where I think the vanilla really comes to play. I do get small nuances of maybe like a vanilla extract in the cupcake, but it's mostly this vanilla, almost like flavored icing on the top that I think really makes this work really nice. It's not a super thick layer, it's a thin layer of icing. Super beautiful fragrance. $35 for a 30 ml, I believe, and that pricing is absolutely amazing because a lot of the average 30 ml fragrances are ranging you anywhere from $80 to $150 at this point. So I thought that pricing was really, really good. So that is the Dapper fragrances. And I know this one's super popular. A lot of people have the actual cupcake. I think this smells probably quite close. I think it is hard to do identical, but you can do quite close. Another fragrance I love that is quite affordable, I need to wipe some of these fragrances down, is Guess Seductive Noir. This smells like, especially now that it's sat in my collection, this smells like if Coco Noir by Chanel and Guerlain's Mon Guerlain had a baby. This is a little bit more of a spice, slightly bright opening to my nose like Coco Noir does. Yeah, that's opening. No, it's Coco Noir. But there is nuances for sure, and as it dries it down, it's definitely more Guerlain nuances as well. But that spiced opening, I don't get a spiced feel in Mon Guerlain. And I feel like a lot of people don't mention that because maybe they don't smell it. However, I do. I don't know if there's geranium in here. There's a note that I feel like is in Coco Noir that I just, it's prominent in here, especially in the opening. Sage. Okay, maybe it's the sage. And there's peony and bergamot in the opening. There's just this bright spiced. So I guess maybe the bergamot is coming off spiced to my nose. That's interesting. Well, bergamot is a bubbly smell to me. And the peony gives it a little bit of a freshness where I believe that there's geranium in Coco Noir. Oh, this is, no, not Coconut Passion. That is not what I was asking for. Ooh, so beautiful, so pretty, and very affordable, but quite sweet. So Guess Seductive Noir definitely has lavender in there. That is something to keep in mind. There is bergamot in the opening of Coco Noir. But they don't share any flowers. Interesting. Grapefruit, orange. This is just such a pretty fragrance, and for the price point is insane for how beautiful this fragrance is to me personally. I think this is one of those scents that I think smells much more expensive than it's actually worth. 100%. That's Guess Seductive Noir. Now I have a thing for scents that take something that I probably wouldn't like without sweetness, or would like less, I should say. Not that I definitely don't like. I like some fragrance notes that might not be labeled mostly as like a feminine scent, but lean more masculine naturally. One of those notes is tobacco. So this is Okcha's Torrid Day. This, guys, okay, now I can't spray anything after this because this smells definitely super different. This is Okcha's dupe for Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. the creaminess that the tobacco is cooking in actually reminds me more of a chai, like a latte, like a chai latte. So beautiful, creamy, uber feminine, because to me of this creamy texture, but it's like spices. I guess I do kind of smell the tobacco, but the tobacco leans more like a black tea steeped in spices and creamy milk. Even like to the part that the milk is not regular milk, it's condensed milk because it's that creamy of a texture. It smells like there's spices. Guys, this is so pretty. But the spices are definitely entrenched in this condensed milk type of smell. Delish. I really shouldn't be spraying this much. This is one of those fragrances you don't need a lot of to smell it. It smells beautiful. Beautiful, very pretty, feminine, but with some zhuzh to her. Tom Ford fragrances are absolutely insane when it comes to prices. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. The pricing is insane. I do really like quite a few of his fragrances. It's just the price is insane. Maybe one day I will own a Tom Ford fragrance for the sake of owning a Tom Ford fragrance, but I don't believe you need a Tom Ford fragrance because the price tag is obnoxious. Oakshire, I think, does a very good dupe of this. I did have a decant of the original Tom Ford. I've had a couple of them, actually. I go to Neiman Marcus and get samples of stuff, but this is absolutely a beautiful vanilla fragrance that has tobacco, a note that might not be naturally a feminine smell, but it works really well in here. I think this is a very much unisex fragrance. Both man and woman can wear it. I also think if your man has any tobacco sense, you can kind of twin with him and wear this and still feel quite feminine. This does give kind of femme fatale though. So, Ultra's Tour Day. I feel like I've talked about this fragrance a lot in my collection. In my my channel. This is the massive den I have in this. This is Dua's Booze and Vanille. And I think this is their dupe for M. Mikolev's Note Vanille. This is a boozy, slightly powdery vanilla fragrance. And this is where I say the vanilla is coming off like a powdered vanilla. Like you are adding this powdered vanilla smell to your drink. Or powdered vanilla taste to your drink. This is amazing. This is giving me, I'm not going to spray this. This is strong too. Boozy notes just last really well on my skin. There's something to be said about this fragrance that is uber sexy. I think a boozy note is super sexy. A boozy note to me definitely leans either way, but I do feel like there's quite a few people who will tell you a boozy note leans a little masculine. There's plenty of sweetness in here. This is a dark boozy smell, like rum or whiskey or something. Maybe rum. Oh my gosh, I absolutely adore this. This is uber pretty. There might even be a floral note in this, but I mostly smell what I just explained to you. So that is the Dua's Booze and Vanille or M. Mikolev's Note Vanille. This is a fragrance that has sparked a lot of discussions about whether or not people actually smell vanilla or straight smoke. Some people have gone as far to say as it smells like a cigarette, which is intense to me. And this is an eau de toilette, and this is why when they say, oh, eau de toilettes are the weaker than eau de parfums, don't listen, because it really just depends. Because I'm not sure what replica did, but this is By the Fireplace, and this is a 1 fluid ounce of it. I want more By the Fireplace fragrances. I'm not going to even hold you. I'm going to open up another pack of tester strips for y'all here. This smells... I definitely get the smoky aspect. I'm not going to even play y'all. This is By the Fireplace. But this is toasting yo. It's interesting to me. Guys, the tobacco vanille. The Tour Day is booming in my nose. This is Y'all got me messed up. I can't wait. This isn't a fragrance I would wear. I mean, I could kind of wear this now, but this to me, thought process is definitely more of like a holiday winter type of scent because she's strong. You do get a smoked smell, like you were sitting by a fireplace, but it's like you were roasting marshmallows and you got that stuff all over your hands and your face. With the Sometimes I even feel like the chestnut almost gets a little chocolatey. Like, you know how you can make hazelnut and make a hazelnut spread? It's almost like you make like a chestnut chocolate spready type of smell. This is freaking gorgeous. I don't even know what to say about this. This is the dent I have in it, which doesn't even seem that insane, but because you really don't need a lot of this. You saw how much I just sprayed up Tour Day, like I had no sense, because I'm gonna definitely have to change my pants or shirt because it's probably gonna be too much. But this is also another one that I'm very careful with, and I love these bottles. I just think they're super cute. I think if you're one of those people that like your bottles to look the same and like have a certain aesthetic, I think Replica has enough fragrances that you can most definitely get different vibes, different situation type of fragrances, and different seasonal fragrances, and they all come in bottles like this. I do believe that no Sephora I've gone to have these smaller bottles, so you'd have to get the bigger ones or you have to buy the smaller ones online. But that is Replica's By the Fireplace. That one got a lot of hype for sure at one point in time. Now let's move on to a brand. I have two fragrances from this brand that is probably, if not the best marketing I've ever seen when it comes to fragrances. Mona just doesn't play when it comes to marketing out her fragrances, and I think for good reason. So this is Kayali's Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. This is the first one I'm going to talk about. Actually, it's like a heavy floral note in it. So if you're really into your florals, this might be for you. This is a spiced smell though. So this is a clear cut explanation to you guys. This is a rose pink pepper milkshake. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. Top 10 of all time. Second year running. Second year. This is amazing. Such a beautiful, sweet, floral fragrance that still has a heavy dose of a gourmand touch, but you're getting the rose mixed in there. It's not just a vanilla milkshake or what. It's a rose vanilla milkshake with this pink pepper, this spiced quality. Think like a spiced quality. Maybe you've added a little cardamom in there. You know what I mean? Like uber creamy, just like Torrid Day. If you're like, oh, nah, bangs with Torrid Day, I want another fragrance like that, but instead of this tobacco chai almost smell, I want a floral smell. This would be it for you. That's Kayali's Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. Let's do this last one is from Kayali as well. This is Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. This is definitely a very luxe smelling fragrance. Luxe. And I'm not saying that to be funny or cute or give you crazy descriptions. This smells expensive. So think like, guys, this smells delicious, but not at the same time. It's one of those gourmands that's not a gourmand because there's a lot of patchouli. I believe there might even be a little bit of oud in here. But what I smell is this earthy smell coated in this vanilla that's very fluffy. For me, this runs in the line of Nishane Ani. They don't smell the same. You cannot confuse them. You can't say they're sisters or whatever, but I believe they are in the family. There's something about Nishane Ani that has me like, oh, this is really pretty, but something is off about it. This did it a little better for me. So maybe Nishane Ani is a little bit more of a mature scent. And this is still mature, but hasn't quite hit that level. Something is almost a little Vicks smelling in the opening of Nishane Ani for me. And then it dries down Immaculate. This is absolutely gorgeous. I get the barest hint of that Vicks smell, barest, in the opening. It is so pretty. I feel like I get a little bit of a brown sugar smell in here too, maybe like a creme brulee topping, like the caramel or something of that in here too. Definitely a very luxe, expensive, niche smell. You can get one of these travel one sprays for like $27, and this is a very strong spray. And if you're a light sprayer, like 2 to 3 sprays, or no average sprayer, right, something like this is going to last you a very long time. If you want, you can spend $100 and get the 1.7, and that will suit you just fine. I wish this was gold like the actual bottle, but I really enjoyed this scent. You have to be careful with this one though too. Kayali's Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. Another niche-esque scent that is these next three kind of go together, which I've explained in my Zara News Vanilla fragrance video. But this is Vanilla Vibration. This is probably the least liked, or one of the, like, the vanilla line just didn't seem to get much hype, which is weird to me. I feel like Zara did some niche-ish in this collection. This smells to me, and this is why I said these are all kind of lumped together, but not really. This is Vanilla Antique by Byredo. I've been sitting on this little girl for about 5 months now, because I literally open this and go dab, 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 and call it a day. Because I love this, and I want to make sure I can get another sample of this before I finish this off. And then it also smells like Vanilla Woods by the Seven Virtues. Y'all, this is also quite amazing. I believe you can get the bigger bottle of this for just under $100. Now, what am I smelling? Okay, obviously there's vanilla in both of them, right? Vanilla is in the name of the fragrances. This is a green vanilla. If you don't always want a thick, heavy vanilla, you don't want a super gourmand vanilla, you like that woody green aspect, guys, that's what these three are giving me. So these two mixed together is going to give you something along the lines of this. This is a green, woody vanilla. It's giving you you're in a library outside. You're getting that smell of the books. Maybe there's bamboo all around you, with a nice, delicious, like vanilla, warm vanilla, like drink. It's the thing about Vanilla Woods is this layers really well with a lot of basic vanillas, because it gives you grownness into a vanilla because of this supremely woody vibe. I feel like sometimes I love this. There's I liked it, that's why I got it, but I didn't love it. Now I really love this, and layering this is absolutely insane. It just gives some punch to fragrances. That woody, sweet vibe. Very feminine, yet a little more classy, upscale. This right here is Magical Juice. This is a much more, in my opinion, refined, perfect, papery smelling, like book smelling, like an old book vanilla fragrance, which sounds absolutely horrid, but it's so beautiful. Giving highly intelligent, beautiful, ingenious, nerdy woman who knows how to dress. It's something classy, upscale about this. Super refined, very pretty, gorgeous mixture between the two. And the thing about vanilla fragrances, you gotta let them chill out. We'll let them chill out because they're gonna do more. I love these, but I think this woody-esque vanilla vibe is it, because there's something fresh about the woodiness in these fragrances, And then the vanilla sweetens them up. Very lovely. Extremely pretty. Gorgeous. Staying in this realm of this almost woody, outdoorsy type of vanilla, one of my favorite fragrances of all time is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. I have gone through 2 bottles of Ultra's Callan, which is relatively close, 90-95%. And I'm going to buy more. One of my favorite scent profiles of all time. This is a very almost powder smooth over. No, like the vanilla smooths over this. There's a tinge of powderiness in here. There's a juniper berry note that's very interesting. A wispy quality, piney, woody type of smell. Outdoorsy maybe more, I would say. That is in Gentle Fluidity Gold. That is absolutely chef's kiss, and that's what I'm going to say about this, because I talk about this fragrance a lot. This is a very popular fragrance. The last one I want to talk about is another popular fragrance in terms of the mass appealing. I don't really hear about this talked about much on YouTube anymore, but this is a very popular fragrance. This is Black Opium, but this is the extreme version. So this is a coffee fragrance. So this is a less creamy, like less latte-esque than the original Black Opium. I love this. The coffee is strong in here, but it still adds this creamy, slight texture to it. That's delicious. Like, I want to drink this. It tastes delicious type of vibe. But it's not going to. Don't drink your perfumes. Don't drink your fragrances. It's not for consumption. But you get what I'm saying. It's giving, come drink me. I'm going to give you a boost of energy. I'm going to make you smile. You know what I mean? Like, I just actually really love this fragrance. I don't wear it enough. I need to get back onto this grind. But this is one I do feel like it's definitely a fall winter scent. But yeah, so that's Black Opium, but this is the extreme version specifically. So anyway, that is 16 vanilla fragrances I'm gonna offer to you guys. I'm offering up to you for fall winter scent profiles. Let me know down in the comment section what are some of your fave ones, vanilla fragrances that are either basic or a little more complex, a little different, so that I can see if I've smelled them before. If not, maybe I'll get a sample. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I bet you got this far, didn't you? Anyway, hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.